How to ask and receive the money that you want. Do you want to know how to do that? Or are you doing that already successfully? Are you asking for what you want? Hello and welcome. Today's show is for you if you're a heart center female entrepreneur who is a speaker, an author, a coach, a consultant. Perhaps you're a course or content creator and you want to know how to manifest more money and become financially free. If that is you, please let us know there in the chat wherever you're watching your name. Let us know where you're watching from on social media. Are you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube? And also, where are you in the world? We'd love to hear from you. Also, please make sure you let me know that you can hear me okay and be interactive because today we have a few surprises for you and we want to make sure that you have an opportunity to win. Today, I'm going to do a raffle where I will ask a question and then I will have you complete this questionnaire. So, for example, I'm going to put the word sample here on Facebook. Let's see if I can do it so that you can see. Let's see if it works. You go to social media. I'm going to go to Facebook. Okay. And I'm going to go and says no participants. Let's see. I need to have a few people. I will enter a hashtag here. Hold on a second. Bear with me. Okay. It's listening to me. So I'm going to put the hashtag. It's going to be sample just to try it. Let's see if I can do it. Mm. And then I ask this little raffle thing here that to enter the hashtag. So let's say I put hashtag a sample and I go start. Let's see if I can do it. It's not working. Okay. No worries. I do have a few women that are joining me because of a very special reason that I'm going to share. And let me just go ahead and bring them out here and let them introduce themselves, making sure that they all are on video, that they're showing their videos. So usually today we have our Fabpreneurs Community Connections meeting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And today, this is kind of that, except we decided to go live stream and do a live stream for women that wanted to join us live. And of course, we limited to just 8 women. And some of the women, I did send the link to join us, and I'm still waiting to make sure that they can join us. But the show goes on. And so that's why we're on, because the show goes on. So today we're going to talk about how to ask and receive for the money you want. And I'm going to tell you more about that in just a few minutes. But first, let me ask my guest here to please introduce herself. Can you please unmute and tell us a little bit about you?
Hi, Evie, you talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Okay, well, I'm in a hotel room, so I apologize for the lighting is not the best, but
So
it's
good.
wonderful. It's wonderful that we can join no matter where I am in the world. And my name's Carolyn Mann, and I am your financial GPS. You know, when you get on a road trip, you put the destination in and it helps you get there. Well, that's the same way with our financial life. We need to have a destination, or what I call your financial independence number. And once you have that, we'll figure out a way for you to get there so that your financial dreams come true. You can live your financially free fabpreneur future self now, right, Evie?
I love that. And I am glad that you're saying that you have to know your number because this is going to be today's discussion. Now, today, I want to have a discussion about my experience this week with meeting several women who applied to speak at our upcoming event. Now, if you don't know by now, I want to make sure that you mark this day, and that is Friday, March 6th. On Friday, March 6th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we're having what is now called Evolve, our Fabpreneurs International Women's Day celebration. So we are talking about evolving. And I put a call for speakers out, and I had quite a few speakers that registered and applied. And then one of the things that they had to do was set up an interview with me so we can talk about the speaker partnership. And you know what surprised me, Carolyn? That most of the speakers did not have something to offer. What I mean by that is that they did not have something that they wanted to continue the relationship, or plainly said, they did not have anything to sell or share. Now, I want to talk about that today because there are different types of people in our community, let's say women, that we are calling speakers. So you could be a paid professional speaker where you get paid in advance to speak. You could be a speaker who sells from the stage and speaking is your primary business, meaning you speak as your business. And then, of course, if you're a businesswoman and you want to present solutions and services out to the world, you may speak publicly as a public speaker as a way of advancing your business. Yes?
Absolutely.
So, my events, I always like them to be win, win, win. Now, can you tell me what you think win, win, win means?
Well, I love that concept. That means if we're going to do a partnership that you win, you get something out of it, I get something out of it, and the person watching or participating gets something out of it to their benefit.
See why I love working with you, Carolyn? Because you're like right on point. You know what I'm talking about. So yes, you're 1,000% correct. So win, win, win is, of course, that the speaker who is speaking will gain something. And I'm going to use the word gain because the International Women's Day organization, or the International Women's Day.com website, who is the website that I've been watching for International Women's Day, they have a theme of give to gain. Give to gain, which is kind of in alignment with my win, 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 meaning you want to give to gain. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean as cold perhaps as it sounds, or as cold as sometimes we make it be in the business world. Okay, I'm going to explain what it means. It means that we are giving because we know that there's going to be a gain, and the gain should be for everyone, and that's where the win-win comes. So when you are a speaker for us here, right, you gain visibility by sharing yourself with the women that attend. Perhaps you may gain some email addresses and interest of the people that listen to you speak. And also, perhaps you may also gain a new client. So that is the concept of gain. And I see, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to say one more gain. You gain the experience of you being part of that thing. Your group, and just the experience of doing it is going to help you build confidence.
Absolutely. I absolutely love that. So, our theme is give to gain. Now, I want to tell you more about that. But first, I want to ask our third panelist here to introduce herself so you get to know her. So, Dr. LaDonna, would you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I am Dr. LaDonna McAbee and I am your networking expert. I'm here to help everyone grow their business.
Awesome. Thank you. And please go ahead and mute yourself again. And I don't know if you are on a live wire, as I call it, or on, what do we call it? You might be on, what do you call it? You're coming and going. So you might be not on the live wire. What
Oh,
I always recommend, what is it called?
Wi-Fi,
Yeah, on
wire,
Wi-Fi.
wireless.
Wireless. Oh my God. Thank
Yeah.
you, Carolyn. So I'm going to ask you, if you're not speaking, to mute yourself, because the system is picking up whoever's speaking and any background sounds. So what happens if you are on a wireless? Many times we can't really understand you because it comes and it goes. So I always say, and I was taught this during the pandemic as I became a certified virtual presenter, to always be on the hard wire, the hard internet, and really to be more professional so that you don't come and go. That's what you want to do. It's definitely what you want to do when you're speaking at the Evolve Fabpreneurs International Women's Day event. So let's go back to this idea of games. So here's my experience. I found that most of the women that applied really didn't have anything that they wanted to share. Most of them, or a majority or a significant amount of them, did not even have a freebie. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit both from a sense of spirituality, and then also from a marketing business perspective here today. Because I think that, and I want you to listen to me clearly, the reason that you don't receive is because you're not asking. And the reason that you're not asking is because you're not willing to receive. Huh? That's right. That may be subconscious. You know, we run primarily under the subconscious mind. Most of our behaviors and or habits are behaviors and habits that we have developed automatically, meaning we are almost robotic in our way of reacting or behaving towards the world. We can see it clearly when we wake up and we brush our teeth every day. If that's the first thing you do with the same hand, if after that you're used to going to go get your coffee or your tea in the kitchen, and then you have a favorite seat that you sit, or you have something that you eat all the time, you may do a host of things in 5 to 30 minutes or an hour where you could almost do it with your eyes closed. You probably have noticed sometimes when you drive to the supermarket, say if you always drive to the same supermarket, and you take the same road, right? And you don't even realize how you get there. So most of us are operating automatically. What happens to us is that when we're operating like that, we don't always realize what we're doing or not doing. So bringing it back to this idea of we're not receiving, it is because we've gotten used to either giving without asking or simply not asking. So this week, a lot of the women, I'm going to go with the metaphysical, is spiritual kind of understanding them, rather than, if I focus on the business and marketing, I can say, well, they're not doing business right because they don't have anything to offer, even a freebie. Which, side point, if you're in business, you want to always have different freebies, because in business, we always want to be growing our list, because business is a numbers game. So we always want to be giving something for free in exchange for people's email and in exchange for keeping in contact with them. It is the reason why I tell people that what's the sense of you going to a networking event if you're not going to follow up and follow through? And that is by making phone calls, by giving them a gift, and then letting them know that you are going to follow up with email once they've opted in legally and correctly. And so if you're not going to do these basic things, you either want to hire someone to do it for you, or I'm sorry to say, you may want to get out of business. Because I find that a lot of women that I deal with are not running a successful or financially successful business because they haven't done these very basic things. So I found that this week, because many of the women did not have a freebie, much less something for them to get paid. Now, I like to run events that I call speak to sell, meaning you're speaking and you're going to sell something. Now, you can call it speak to share if you want, You can call it speak to share, and that's fine. And I'm going to be introducing the next panelist here. But you want to have something that you're going to share, because you're doing yourself a disservice as well as the people that are listening to you if you don't have something that you can offer. I'm going to ask Patty to mute yourself for a second because I'm hearing some back noise, and check out what the back noise is. So it is important that you have something to offer. Now, it doesn't mean, and I'm telling you this because I want to invite you to our Evolve International Women's Day event. And there are going to be people that are going to give you an opportunity for you to ask and also receive. So the women that are participating are here with us, these four panelists. They're going to be asking and they're opening themselves up to receiving, because that is a basic thing that I teach inside of our Fabpreneurs community, that we want to ask to receive. And there's nothing wrong with receiving. And when we ask and when we receive, we're actually allowing the other person who we're asking and receiving from to also ask and receive. And tell me if you agree. And I'm going to go to Patty. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then I'm going to ask her if she agrees with what I just said. That when we ask, and we receive, we're allowing the other person that we ask to also ask and receive, and what she understands by that. So, Patty, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. I'm still getting used to this. Normally, Zoom just automatically mutes me. So I'm like, oh, wait, this is still manual. All right. Well, hi, everyone. Grateful to be here. My name is Patty Mariposa Hernandez. I'm a trauma informed holistic practitioner. And my purpose is to guide and mentor healing professionals and heart centered individuals to reconnect with their intuition, deepen their self trust, expand their spiritual connection, and integrate trauma informed Reiki into their lives. Here to help serve. And in regards to what you had to share, is yes, what I've noticed is when I ask, I'm giving the people an opportunity to say yes or no. I don't know if they're going to say yes. I don't know if they're going to say no. If they say yes, awesome. It's a win-win because I get to give them my services. If they say no, that's okay. Maybe not right now. That's what I take away from asking.
Absolutely. Here's what happens when you ask people, right? They might have been wanting, or maybe somewhere subconsciously, they want to ask for help, because what we do is we help people, but they have their own fears and they hold themselves back, which is why it's so important that we, when we're presenting, don't hold ourselves back, because we're putting that energy out into the space where we are dealing with. And law of attraction, right? We may be reflecting and then people reflect back onto us. So if we hold back, they're going to hold back too. If we're fearful, the people are going to be fearful. So we want to be in the flow. We want to trust. We want to be relaxed. We want to come from our heart, from giving. We want to give. So when Patty asked, let's just say, uh, do you want to receive a blessing through Reiki healing? Right? And you're listening to that. You want to be very conscientious about what's happening in your body. And a lot of times, it's because our nervous system is there to protect us, right? And to keep us safe. So when there is a question that we are fearful of, we may feel something in our body, which may be fear or any variation of that. Okay. And so instead of allowing that knee jerk reaction, which could be a limiting belief, which, remember, a limiting belief is a habit that we have constructed by continuously repeating it. So if we continue to repeat that when somebody asks me, they want to take something away from me, then the body, the knee jerk reaction is to say, no, let me explain so you make sure you understand it. When someone comes to you at a store and you're browsing and somebody says, may I help you? What do you say usually? Or what do most people say? You say, oh, no, no, I'm just looking, right? And we get like, no, 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 right? Because we have this knee jerk reaction, this autonomic, automated reaction response that we've gotten used to. And so we act in fear. However, if we are in a store, aren't we in fact looking for something? We are. So when someone comes to a Reiki session with you, right? They're looking for something. They want something, whether they know it consciously or are unaware. There is an energy pulling them. I want healing. I want something. I'm just not sure what it is. So we have to understand where the other people are and also where we are. So we got to ask ourselves when Patty says, would you like to experience Reiki healing? Give yourself maybe 30 seconds or a minute. What's happening? Oh, I'm getting scared. Oh, my knee-jerk reaction of fear is coming up. Oh, I always respond with no thank you because I don't want to be sold. Yes, I want to buy, otherwise I wouldn't have been here, but I'm afraid, right? Recognize that and say, okay, hold on. Let me allow myself to ask. Because by asking, I may receive. And I may ask Patty, well, Patty, what exactly do you mean by that? And then she can tell me. And then we open up the dialogue to receive. And then what happens? You receive a blessing in the form of a Reiki healing that Patty gives you, and she receives you and opens herself up to giving you a blessing and receiving you into being a client, into her community, into her energy, into her space, right? So we want to understand this, and I want to open it up because I want to hear from you. Let's start with you, Patty, because you're already on the hot seat. What do you think about what I just said?
Yeah, I mean, it's very true. I mean, one of the things that I just got, I was teaching a class yesterday to yoga teachers about trauma in the body. And really, when we start recognizing more about what our body is saying, it's going to help us understand some of our reactions. So, for example, if I'm in a store, for me, when somebody comes up to me is like, do you want help? It's not about being sold, it's honestly being talked to. Some of them just go like, like just keep talking and talking and talking. I'm like, I'm just here for silence. I don't know what I want yet. I'm just browsing. So if I knew something specific, I will go and find a salesperson. So it's more like I don't want to be approached. I will go to you when I'm ready. So
Right, but
I know that about me.
no, and I understand that. And I believe we want to recognize that there is some fear in there, whether it's fear that you're in my space, fear that you're talking when I want silence. So there is something happening within us. And it's important for us to recognize, especially as we're entering this upcoming month. And over the next month, all of us, and I want to formally introduce the four of us, we are going to be working together to bring other women evolve the International Women's Day event. So, what am I saying? The four of us that are here today are the women that are going to be sharing. There's two missing, two that are going to be with us too, that are going to be sharing a teaching. So, first of all, I'm glad that Patty's in the hot seat because Patty is going to be doing our production, but she's also going to be sharing. Okay. You're also going to be speaking. And when you're speaking, all three of us, the remaining of us, will be, watching listening, and I'll be manning the Zoom. And I want you to get to know these women because on Friday, March the 4th, all of us here are going to be sharing a message. So and by, you know, I want to recognize that Patty's here with us today, and I want us to send her lots of love because I know that she experienced a great loss this week, and her commitment to be here with us is something that I admire. And I thank you for being here, and I want us to send her love because she experienced a loss this week and yet she made it here today. So, Patty, I hope you feel our love and my gratitude for you being here. So, Patty will be speaking, and we decided not to go with panels. And the reason why I decided not to go with panels and the reason for this whole discussion today is because most of the women had a lot to offer from their heart. All of them had a lot to offer. But we are in business to offer our knowledge and get compensated for it. So that's why I created a platform where we speak to sell. And now I don't want anyone that's listening to feel fearful. I want you to know in advance that you're going to come and no one's going to push you to do anything you don't want because we don't tolerate pushy salespeople. We are going to be sharing. And if that is a word that is most comfortable with you, then use the word sharing as a speaker and also as a receiver of the blessing that we're going to be sharing on Friday, March the 6th. I think it's Friday, March the 6th. I think I might have said the 4th, but it's the 6th. So I want you to be open and receptive to receiving. And I want you to practice receiving more because the four of us are getting ready to give. And so now I want each of you, starting with Carolyn, who was the first one here today, I know that you may be still developing your 15-minute talk. We're all going to talk on the Evolve International Women's Day event for 15 minutes. And then for 15 minutes, each of us are going to go to a breakout room where you, as an attendee who's watching and who's going to come join us, are going to be able to select which one of us do you want to go into a breakout room, and we're going to do Q&A. We're going to continue the conversation, and you're going to be selecting what you like to do. So those of you that want to stay with me in the main room, I will stay in the main room with a few of you, and then we'll do a breakout to Patty, a breakout for LaDonna, and a breakout to Carolyn. Now, I want each of these women who are going to be speaking and sharing with you what they're going to be speaking about, because I want you to make a decision today and message me on my website, evds.com, that you would like to join us. And I'll tell you more about that in a bit. But first, let me hear from Carolyn. And I'm going to mute myself so you can come up on the bigger screen so that you can tell people what they could expect from what you're getting ready to share with them on Friday, March the 6th. Go ahead, Carolyn.
All right. Thanks a lot, Evie. What I'm going to share with you is some answers to financial confusion. And I think that women are often just kind of looked over. They aren't given the attention that they deserve from the traditional financial institutions. And last year during International Women's Month, I did some research and found out three different women who pioneered the availability of financial knowledge, financial literacy to women. And one of them was Sylvia Porter, and she had to write under a man's name in the New York Times because they would not publish under her female's name. And that's like in the 40s, 50s. So I think that's carried on till today, that some women think, and I know for myself and my own personal experience, I did not get a good education about money. I didn't know some things that I wish I would have known when I was 21 years old. So I'm just going to share some basic financial concepts to help us get ahead, some practical steps, help us get ahead in our financial life so that we can reach those dreams that we have. We make the vision boards, but how do we make it happen? Money is part of that. So let's find out how to use our money.
I love that. And the practicality of us getting what we want financially and talking more boldly about money. So I'm going to be speaking about money from an energetic point of view, and our money lady, Carolyn,
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be giving you the knowledge to empower you to make better and more sound decisions when it comes to money and growing your money. And I want you to feel comfortable because this is going to be a conversation we're going to have on that day because we want to empower you. And that's exactly what Carolyn is going to do. She's going to empower you with the know how and the language for you to feel more confident growing your business by growing the money and seeing how you can have that money grow for you, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. I'm going to ask Dr. LaDonna to come up next. Thank you.
Hey everyone again. I am going to be talking about let's get down and dirty and ask you a question. Is your network net worthy? What I mean by that is it putting money in your bank? Because going back to what Carolyn was saying, what Evie was saying, we need to get paid for what we do. And if we're going to go out and learn about money, we have to know how it's getting there. And is your network net worthy? It can be complicated, but it really isn't. I'm feeding you information. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just giving you the information so that you can make the decision of how to create the income that you want, that you desire, that you need.
And thank you, Dr. LaDonna. And it's so important that we really teach women, I mean, everyone, but of course, our community is women and small business women and heart center women. It's so important that we teach them to, I mean, I honestly say that if you're going to go to a networking event, whether it's virtual or in person, and you have no intentions to do the basic thing, which is follow up, why waste your time? Correct? Why waste your time? That's a time waster. For that, go watch your favorite reality TV show, on TV, and just chill, Why waste? And I wonder, and then I'm going to move on to Patty. Um, how many stories you hear of people who consider networking part of the work and the job of being a small business owner, but that's it, they just stop. In other words, how many times do you hear someone that says, oh, I belong to a networking group, and you ask them, well, what does that entail, or what do you get, or what do you receive, or what do you ask for? And they're like, well, no, I go there every week. And they're like wishful, hopeful. Oh, I just say the same thing. I'm Evie Diaz. I'm a financial empowerment speaker. If you know someone who is a female entrepreneur who needs to be financially empowered, just go to my website, evds.com. I mean, that sounds okay, doesn't it? But then I go, and a week, or sometimes some of these events happen every month, and I wait for next month. Oh, hi, it's so nice to see you. So my name is Evie Diaz of evds.com, and I am the expert on the simplest method of manifesting financial freedom. If you want to find out more, please go to my website, evds.com. So what do you think about that, Dr. LaDonna?
Well, Evie, you definitely don't want to be stagnant when you are introducing yourself or telling people what you do. You want to bring excitement, but you want to bring information, new information. Because what if the same women are in the group every week after week? You don't want to feed them the same information. Bring them new information, bring them new excitement. Teach them something. You're there to teach.
I love that. That is so true. And we have to remember that. So, whether it be because you have a special event, maybe you have a master class, or maybe you have a client story, of course, you omit their name. Make sure you have the name of the client that you could mention. You know what I learned this week from a client? They needed help in doing this, and this is the way I helped them. And I just mentioned that because perhaps you know somebody who is going through what this past client of mine went, and maybe you could refer them to me, or perhaps it is you, and maybe you and I need to have a talk. So every week or every month, have something to share that is valuable, and ask. One of the simplest questions that I tell people to ask is, who do you know? Who do you know who maybe has financial trauma and needs some healing? Who do you know who is looking for healing? Who do you know who has some money or would like to have more money, that needs to know how to invest or where to put their money, So who do you know who is a very basic question that I always tell my clients, that it is the most basic question that you could ask when you're networking. What do you say? Yes or yes? Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. LaDonna. We're looking forward to your presentation. And now I want to bring in Patty. So please mute yourself, Dr. LaDonna, so Patty can.
All right. So this is what happens when you come in a little bit late. Just get put in the hot seat most often. So what I'll be talking about is a little bit of everything that you all just mentioned, but getting a little bit deeper about bringing awareness to the nervous system. I call the nervous system your new superpower. When you're aware of what's happening in your body, like, are you getting ready to be filled with adrenaline and go after what you want? Or is adrenaline running away and you just feel like just crawling into bed or not dealing with things, right? What's happening? And then just kind of like we were talking about, what are some tools and techniques that people can walk away with right then and there? And we'll be doing some practices. When I do this presentation, if it's like 15 minutes or 2 hours, people walk away feeling more relaxed, calmer, and with at least one tool that they'll be able to put into practice. And what I'll be sharing at the event are just an invitation to have a conversation with me and see for a good fit to work together.
I love that. I love that. And we'll be tweaking everything as we are moving closer. We'll have the page ready, hopefully by the end of the weekend. And what I wanted to make sure that we note is that right now, if you're watching live or on the replay, you can join our page on Facebook and I'll put it wherever this is. I'm also going to ask you all that you look on YouTube, Instagram. I'm going to be putting this video everywhere so that you could each put your information where the video is. And then when I have the link to the registration page for the event, that you put that as well. I want to let you know that we're also going to be celebrating some of the women that are coming. So the theme of Give to Gain is the theme that the International Women's Day.com website came up with. And I added the name Evolve because Evolve is my word for the year. And of course, that's why I have my little mariposa, right? My little butterfly, because the butterfly has transformed, right? And so that's my word for the year. And so that's why I themed this Evolve. And that's my part, but we are giving to gain. And so we want to celebrate you. And I want each of you to think about a woman that we can celebrate, because we're going to celebrate in different categories. And we want to celebrate up to 3 women, if not more. We want to celebrate. And I was looking for this because I posted something on Facebook. I believe this in our group, and I want to find it. First of all, we want to celebrate the women that exemplify the giving. Now, these are women that are giving perhaps to our community, our own community here on Facebook, and or they're giving in their own community, meaning they are involved in a nonprofit or in some type of way they're giving. Of course, we want to know their story. We want to see proof also. Like, for example, I know that Carolyn, she's visiting us in South Florida, and I missed her because the week's been kind of nutty for me, very busy. But Carolyn was here, and Carolyn was giving to the community of Pompano Beach, and she drove, I think, 4 hours. Was it, Carolyn? I'm going to have
It's
Carolyn.
actually about 7.5 hours.
Oh, wow, I forget. That's right. From where to where did you drive?
From the Tallahassee area to Pompano Beach. Um, 15 years ago, I helped start an organization called Unity in the Community. And the idea was to have a family fun day with no agenda, just let everybody come together and have fun. So we have an expo area for businesses and nonprofits. We had a kids zone, and then we had an entertainment area. And then we also raised money for scholarships. So students that are going to college can get some funds to help them pay for college.
Yes,
15
that's
years.
right, Dr. LaDonna. We need to give her a big hand. So when we have women like that in our community, whether it is like, I put Carolyn as an example because I know that she's here, and I didn't know it was 7 hours that she traveled down. And also, of course, like Patty too, because Patty's going to be doing, she is co-producing the event with me. And, that's giving to the community. So right here, the women that are speaking are already showing the concept of give to gain. And by them giving, everybody gains. Because number one, what you gave, Carolyn, this week, and the entire community gained from it, right?
Yes,
And
I
what
went
happened?
to,
Go
yes.
ahead,
They,
go ahead.
well, this morning I went to a networking group that I used to go to when I lived here, and they, two of the people had booths there, and they said it was a great event, and they appreciated that we continued the event. So it will continue. It's where my heart is to help people, and I love seeing the students get the scholarships.
I love that. So we are thankful for your giving to the community. Then the other thing is, like, for example, and I'm going to go ahead and put us all like 4 to see if I can do in our group. I put that we want to honor people in different categories. So the community collaborators, that's going to be an award that's going to celebrate women like Patty and Carolyn. And I'm mentioning them because I happen to know that they are collaborating in this way. And if you are a community collaborator, whether it be in our community, like, Patty is giving to our community, or like Carolyn, who's been given to a bigger community that she's been involved with, or it could be like me. I give to my Unity community here in Miami, right? I'm a volunteer there. Then you have an opportunity to receive the Community Collaborator Award. Then we're also going to have an award for the Super Connectors. So let's say Dr. LaDonna, I know she has the intention of getting more women to join our event. So her or women like her that connect people have the opportunity to get the award of the Super Connector Award. And so maybe we'll have one, or maybe we'll have several women that we're going to be celebrating as the Super Connector. Or, Super Connector is someone, let's say Dr. LaDonna can think of someone that would be great for Reiki, or for some of the classes and training that Patty does. Now I want to call everybody doctor. Dr. Patty, well, we're all doctors. Dr. Patty does, right? So Dr. LaDonna is giving a referral to her, perhaps to Carolyn. So that makes her a super connector. And then our last award that we're going to give is Prosperity Pathfinder. What do you think that one's about? Who wants to take a guess? Prosperity, what did I call it? Prosperity Pathfinder. Who knows what that is?
I guess somebody who like found like a system that guarantees financial income.
That could be, but it's a lot simpler. It's from now on till March 6th. I want to encourage all of you to track what you've attracted and manifested into your business. Every dollar, whether it be like, I get paid from Facebook no more than $10 a month because I'm a tiny little influencer on Facebook. So they send me every month. I am grateful, even when it's been $1, $2 or $3. So that's coming into the business. So what I want to encourage all of you is to start tracking from this day forward, which is January the 29th, until March the 5th. Okay. And we're going to trust that whatever you're tracking, you don't have to tell everybody, but you want to send me something letting me know that you set an intention and this is how you increase your business. And that person is going to win the Prosperity Pathfinder. So, and that person, if they found a way that they want to share that we could all use as a way of manifesting money, they could also share that. So what do you guys think about that?
Very good. Great idea.
Awesome. So we're coming to an end and we've gone a little bit further, but do you want to say anything in particular, anyone, before we close our meeting today? Anything that you'd like to share?
I just want to
No?
share. I'm very excited to be collaborating with these four women on the screen. As you know, we are all heart centered, and we look forward to connecting with any other heart centered women there that want to help everybody improve their lives.
I love that. Thank you, Carolyn. Who else wanted to say something? I heard another voice.
Yep, it was me. So piggyback off Carolyn, it's just great to connect with like-minded people and wanting to do good in ways that can help us. I know this Saturday I'll be putting together an event, an in-person event, and that's just what I keep reminding people. It's like, let's just come together. When we're together doing good, we can do amazing things. And we need more light in our world because not enough people are talking about the light. So
Absolutely. And can you tell us a little bit about the event and how people can get more information to attend your event Saturday?
yeah, so right now the event is primarily in person, but I will be live streaming from Instagram, which is my Instagram. If you don't follow me, is Mariposas with an S at the end of Mariposas Holistic. And the event is from 2 to 6 p.m. in Miami, South Miami. And the purpose of it is bringing together different varieties of wellness. I call it the Holistic Wellness Collective, Energy for a Cause. And we're going to have a cause called Miami Recovery Project, which is a nonprofit organization that offers free services for people who are homeless or people who are struggling with substance. I think they call it like misuse or even mental health struggles. And so for me, it's an opportunity to bring these wonderful organizations to like new audiences. And yes, I love connecting people in that way. And then bringing other holistic practitioners who, again, would probably just stay at their office and be like, come on out and let's connect, offer services, and then connection and share. And so somebody who hasn't had acupuncture will have an acupuncturist there, massage, people selling products, and just having conversations more than anything. Mm-hmm.
I love that. You are truly a community collaborator and you brought your business in to do that. And see what I talk about? Give to gain. You are
Yeah.
giving and everybody's gaining.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
love
This, I think, is the third time I do this event. And then whenever I ask the majority of people if they're not busy, vendors are like, yes, sign me up. And this time I've changed it to 2 tiers. So it's a free event. However, I do charge the vendors and speakers. And that's been good. Like before I'm just like, oh, all free or low price. I'm like, no, we can all come together, and I work hard to bring people, so I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited for you. So thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of today. If you want to get a copy of this so you can put it on you in your YouTube or your social media, just email me and I'll send you a copy of the video. This is our first official video announcing ourselves as the speakers that are bringing in this International Women's Day event. And by the end of the weekend, you'll have the page, and hopefully by the end of next week, if not sooner, I'll have your flyer. So each of you, please make sure you send me the best picture of yourself that you can with the most concise bio. And if you don't have your full presentation, because I know you may be tweaking a 15-minute presentation, make sure that you come up with a really nice title and send me that as soon as possible so that we can begin promoting and inviting women already next week so that people could start registering and coming to the event. I appreciate all of you stepping up as leaders because you are all leaders with a powerful message. And I look forward to us having a fantabulastic Friday, March 6th, International Women's Day event. So thank you all and thank you for watching. Thank you. Have a great evening and bye. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you, ladies. Bye bye.